Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, 1000 Week Reich. We'll get to that, won't we? Jumped the gun there a little bit. Last time we were here in 1000 Week Reich, I want to say, was with the Croatia submod that is no longer was no longer just a submod. It was just part of the actual mod. And that was fun. We kicked out the Ustaja, who were not going to be good for the monetization of the series or Croatia in general. But that's just a secondary bonus to the path that we did. I'm gonna check and make sure that we actually did Croatia last. It's been a while since I hopped in 1000 Week Reich, actually, because it's been a while since the mod has been updated. Honestly, I'm not gonna give it crap. I mean, I'm a TNL fan. If I started giving other mods crap for not updating frequently enough, oh boy. It's been a while since we've done 1000 Week Reich. It has been since February of 2023 since we hopped in and did a 1000 Week Reich series. That is a long time. So I'm glad to be back. Big new update. A free new world dropped however long ago. A week or two. I think it's actually more than a week. I think it ended up being the same day as a TNO update. Now I ended up playing that. And that's been a fair bit of fun. I still have to finish that, but I haven't had time to stream it. I don't know if I actually will get time to stream it. I might just have to go ahead and finish it offline. But I want to go ahead. Oh, there's Henry Wallace, the new president now. Anyhow, got a nifty new loading screen for all this. I'm probably going to hop in and play at least... I'm planning on doing another series after this one, but I want to do a little one because I made a little wish to someone a long time ago, or a promise that I immediately fell through on for a while. Not out of lack of trying, but because the path I was going to do was fucking broken. But they actually fixed it this time around. We're going to be hopping into the nation of Norway. Since gaining independence from Sweden in 1905, Norway has struggled to find its political footing, and only now it's starting to show signs of political stability and recovery from the hard 30s. Now, as its neighbors to the south start bickering, war seems closer than ever. Norway must find a path for keeping its fragile independence. The Nygaard Ardsvold cabinet is betting on neutrality and disarmament to appear as harmless as possible to Europe's great powers, but the merits of his approach remain to be seen. Well, let's give it a gander, shall we? We get a little different side. Not completely different. Looks like this is all tied to the Germans. Oh, those are puppets, actually. I guess like independent but fascist states. Axis line states. Okay. That's interesting. I dig this. So we're going to be hopping into Norway, because I promised an old friend of the channel. I don't even know if he still watches the videos. He's left the Discord and all that. But if you're watching this, Foxen 1914, it's late, but very, very belated Merry Christmas to ya. Christmas of 2022. It's been a long time coming. We're going to go ahead and before we do anything, we're going to enable or guarantee the German Civil War. And we're gonna not do anything else. There's not many options for custom game rules actually. At least as of late. So do that. Save it. I want to check real quick. Yeah, it did. Okay. Well, let's hop in to Norway. Can go ahead and get that timer started. And here we go, gang. Well, not quite yet. Here we go, but glad to be back. Hope you're all doing out there. Doing well out there. Started grad school last week. I gotta do some reading after this. I'll probably only film 1 or 2 parts and then get on to the actual reading. Because grad school requires a lot of books that need to be read. And I need to get on that. But I figured I have some time. I'll do a little bit of YouTube. I'll do a little YouTube recording. And then we will go ahead and get to work on what we need to get to work on after the fact. Nordgard. On June 10th, 1940, the Northern War was essentially over, with the Reich taking control of Norway. The king and his government fled to the British Isles. As the Germans solidified their position, several Norwegian divisions, still loyal to the old government, refused to surrender, began to engage German military convoys using guerrilla tactics from hideouts in the mountains. Later to be joined by Norwegian SOF trained in Scotland in secret. Josef Terboven was selected to be Reich Commissar of the occupied Norwegian territories. For 2 years he has ruled with an iron fist, stamping out all political opposition and establishing full-time German dominance across the nation. During this time, the newly established Staatspolitiet started to round up Norwegian Jews. They were deported to the continent and never returned. Hitler and Speer had become obsessed with turning Norway into an Aryan paradise, and one way they saw to do this was to create a German city on Norwegian territory. Hence, the city of Nordstern was created. This one right here. Much to the dismay of the Norwegian people. As a condition for independence, the collaborator party, National Samling, was forced to accept this annexation. Quisling was thereafter instated as Reich's president of Norway, where Terboven was also kept in the picture. The Reich's president, Vidkun Quisling, is deeply despised and is widely viewed as a German puppet, but having a Norwegian as the leader has kept the major cities calm. Meanwhile, the vast countryside is crawling with resistance and guerrillas. By 1952, the German Kriegsmarine used Norwegian ports as a jumping-off point for access to the Atlantic, with Nordstern acting as a command center for all northern operations. The Germans are also continuing to exploit Norwegian natural resources, in particular heavy water for atomic weapons. Meanwhile, National Samling is facing one of its biggest crises since the end of the German-Norwegian War, with Quisling's faction attempting to create an independent Norway within the framework of a new order, while factions within the government are torn on Norway's policies. National Samling faces an uncertain future, but still possess the drive, to bring Norway into the new age of fascism. Heil Sel. Well, let's go ahead and get some basic research done. We'll need better rifles. We'll do better tech. And then I'll do this for construction. Civilian factories. Let's get some going in Ostlandet. And we'll go with that for now. They really just did create a city out of fucking nowhere, didn't they? Go figure. Let's take a look at what we got. We're led by the National Samling, or the National Rally, which is fascist, led by this guy, Vidkun Quisling. Now, he doesn't have a description on him. He was, in our timeline, the major collaborator in Norway with the Germans during World War II. And very, very fun fact, after Norway was liberated, the pre-Norwegian government did not have the death penalty legalized. They just, those Scandinavians are very progressive. They don't believe in, more rehabilitation over punishment. But since they hated Quisling so fucking much, they legalized the death penalty to kill him, execute him, for being a traitor to the state. And then they just made the death penalty illegal again. So if you ever feel like you're a fuck up, just remember, this guy got angered his country so much that they brought back the death penalty just to get rid of him, then immediately got rid of it. They might have killed some other people under it. I'm not entirely sure. I did some research on it a while ago, but it's been a while. So I'm not entirely sure. But that's what we got. We got this guy, Rolf Jorgen Fuglesang, as head of government. By the way, apologies to any Norwegians watching this. I barely speak English sometimes. I'm not going to be able to pronounce all these Norwegian names. I do apologize for that. We have Ulf Wister as our foreign minister. Albert Wilhelm Hagelin as Minister of Security. And Thorstein Fretheim as Minister of Economy. Only an authoritarian, this guy. The rest are fascists. We have some National Socialists in our military staff. Lothar Rendulic. Just sounds like a Viking name. Heinrich Lehmann Willenbrock, Chief of Navy. And Gunther Schultz, Chief of Air Force. Our only option of Chief of Air Force, evidently. Well, let's take a look at some of these spirits. First, we have Germany's shadow. While Germany is technically ruled by the Quisling regime, the scars of German occupation remain. German advisors hold immense sway in local politics and effectively control Norway's foreign affairs. Well, there we go. Next up, we have an illegitimate government. The current Norwegian regime has been viewed as illegitimate from all sides, especially from its own citizens. Until the day the government manages to secure its independence, its reputation will remain that of an illegitimate bastard regime. Next, we have Free Norway. After the defeat of Norway, the government and the monarchy fled to Britain, operating as the Norwegian government in exile. Headquartered in London, the government in exile operates as the legitimate continuation government and enjoys the blessing of the Norwegian royalty. From London, the government continues to inspire resistance in the Quisling regime and lobbies for the isolation of fascist Norway abroad. Next, we have the Norwegian resistance. The citizens of Norway despise both the Quisling regime and the German occupations, and they have taken matters into their own hands, forming resistance scales, within fascist Norway. With a mixture of communists and nationalists, most of these rebels are loyal to the London exiles and have pledged their loyalty towards the Kingdom of Norway. And we are in the German sphere, and that's a little trading modifier. Not very nice, is it? We're gonna go ahead. My monitor is blocking this little section. So we are in the Germans faction, the New Order. Or the Neuordnung, of course. Okay. We can work with this. Let's get our guys into an army. Is Finland is not in a faction with the Germans. Okay. The Social Democrats are very popular there. Actually, the ruling party has no popularity. They're part of a sphere of influence, though. Same with Sweden. And we're just an outright member of the New Order, which was never formed as an official faction. It serves as a term for Germany's direct sphere of influence with partners which may be cooperating closely with the German regime. Starting members of the New Order were all originally collaborationist governments. Interesting. Guessing it's going to be the same. Yeah, these guys aren't. Britain is part of the Toronto Accord, which makes sense. Italy has their own thing, makes sense. New Order. German Spear. Italy's guys. Alright, this all kind of makes sense looking at it. I haven't had a chance to play around with much of the rework at all, so I don't fully know what we're looking at. We still have a bit of a minuscule focus tree, but, you know, it actually works. The path that I'm gonna do, which was just, this is just a tribute to a friend. Gonna be hopping over to this side of the focus tree. I don't know if it's gonna be the most interesting. It looks like Quisling can actually go ahead and like go after some more combative options, but we'll go ahead and go with something else. Don't have to really worry about this too much. We'll do industrial efforts for now. This is just generic, but I haven't done the generic tree, I think, at all, so I'll read this for the heck of it. In the modern world, a nation without industry cannot call its economy strong. Therefore, we shall focus our attention on improving, strengthening, and expanding ours in the coming months so that we can stand toe-to-toe with our neighbors and supply our army and population with the needed products and equipment. It's going to take about 70 days. I don't think we'll need any of that. We'll need all of those. Alright. I think there's something new with civilian oil mechanic. Alright, so that kind of reminds me of, I'm ready to go. Civilian oil mechanic, it kind of reminds me of, Krieg. Got done finishing up that series a while ago. It was fun enough. Not hopping back into Krieg probably for a bit, though. Like to see an update or two. Get some more localization in some of the smaller countries. Because I do like playing the smaller countries. Typically. Like, I had a lot of fun with Hungary and Croatia when those came out. And then, like, I liked playing in Russia, but, like, Russia's broken up in these mods. So, like, it's kind of smaller, so it's a bit more of a fight to the top. That's just kind of my, my preferences there, personally. Alright, we got... Probably, we can go for some more research. Speed. Does Hungary still have their old tree? It looks like they do, yeah. There we go. I like to see it. They can't have a tree, I forget. They have a little bit of one. Germany with the A-bomb. I don't know if we really like that, but... Okay, then. We got some free dockyards. I'll just build convoys with them. Norway is still a kingdom. Interesting. Yesterday, when the Norwegian Gestapo responded to a report of resistance activities... that's not... That's an incomplete sentence. Oh, well. However, the Gestapo failed to identify the supposedly suspect, but the local director's orders on success at all cost resulted in the Gestapo agents using extreme tactics. Oh, that's a bit of a mess. I didn't want to be mean, but that's rough to read. Those agents entered a local hospital, attempting to use hostages to lure out the supposed rebels. When police officers responded to the situation, they were turned away by Gestapo agents. The hostage situation escalated into systematic executions of hospital workers and patients. See, that makes sense. I can read that, and that doesn't stutter at all. 54 Norwegians died of the Gestapo operation, and it only ended when the director recalled the agents. Originally, the GSSN and Gestapo attempted to suppress the information surrounding the incident, but the mere scale of this event meant it was impossible to contain. News of its tragedy shocked Norway. Rumors are spreading, saying that the Quisling regime and national rally did nothing to save their fellow Norwegians, and that both the government and the party are just glorified Nazi puppets. Damn. Now we have the question around the Quisling regime. So I'll go ahead and read that real quick. Norway's at a crossroads. With a cautious political thaw underway, there's a sense across this nation that great change is at hand. Even though the Reich is easing its control, Quisling remains direly unpopular. Although he has ambitions to create a strong, independent Norway under his control, others in this country and even its government may have different plans in mind. Boy, do they. Northern town Narvik, Gestapo agents reportedly responded to a tip-off of resistance activity in the town. The situation was made worse when by the Gestapo using overhanded tactics to try and sniff out the resistance by taking hostage to the local hospital. When resistance did not appear, the hostage situation quickly turned into a systematic murder of patients and doctors inside the hospital. The situation is outraged the Norwegian public, and there are now serious doubts about the ability of Quisling to protect the Norwegian people and their sovereignty. Terrible. We have some field marshals. Orval Seether. They specify as Norwegian. But Norwegian's in charge for now. Well, we can do another focus. Let's do civilian industry. Civilian sector of industry is of utmost concern to our nation, and so we shall invest a considerable amount of funds into it to obviously increase efficiency of production, making sure people are content and satisfied. Not forgetting Gestapo's terrible crimes, the people of Norway have launched demonstrations and strikes throughout different parts of Norway. In cities such as Oslo, the protesters' numbers were in the thousands, but they were met by machine gun fire from the German garrisons. However, in Narvik, reports about police officers refusing to take action against protesters surfaced. The German reinforcements sent to Narvik were met with passive resistance. Trains were stopped and shops refused to do business with German soldiers. An emergency meeting of the National Assembly was called, and it seems that Vidkun Quisling himself is doubting the Germans' actions. Multiple ministers openly condemned the Gestapo during the party's meeting, with Jonas Lein as GSSN violently defend the Germans' actions as justified to preserve Norwegian stability. Ah, nee. That gives us a party crisis. The National Rally is crumbling. Plagued by incompetence since the rise of the Quisling regime, the National Rally is wildly unpopular and ideologically weak. Politicians seeking personal power have been forming factions within the party, crippling Norway's flimsy unity even more. Darn. We'll send some guys over here. It's going to be our main point of contention. Britain tests the A-bomb. Well, that's interesting. See that Iceland notices. Wow. Resistance fighters loyal to government in exile have renewed their sabotage efforts in Norway, bombing local infrastructure and causing general disturbance across the country. It is rumored that this particularly significant attack was orchestrated by the communist Oswald group. These communists. So, was Jotunheim? Or would that have been? Oh. It's in the fucking mountains. Did that even do anything? Belgium declared a republic. What the fuck? Oh. Oh. I didn't realize that the Royal House of Belgium is just fucking vibing in the RK. That's kind of fucked up. Oh. That Republic of Belgium. Alright. We got some new research, so let's go ahead and get that going first before this. Let's do construction 1. The protests who are on the street in all major Norwegian cities are calling on the Quisling government to resign and hold free elections. And also the Stratpolitiet began shooting protesters as they neared Stortinget. After falling back, the protesters regrouped on Fridtjof Nansen's Place and have fought a protracted battle with the Statspolitiet, ending with the Statspolitiet retreating to the old king's palace. These degenerates. Enough of this. Perhaps some reforms are in order. We're going to be nice. I see no possible repercussions that could happen with that. Well, our regime is on the brink of collapse. Norwegian society has fully turned their backs and betrayed us. The foolish rabble don't see that our Reich's president, Vidkun Quisling, is only trying to keep Norway independent from Germany. Or, sorry, independent from Germany. Excuse me. I need to pronounce everything as it's spelled. Passing reforms will almost certainly bring on the wrath of the Germans, but doing nothing will bring the wrath of our own people upon us. How should we proceed, Mr. President? Well, we could hold free elections and allow some free press. Communist uprising in Mongolia. Interesting. The votes of the new free elections of Norway have all been counted, and the winner is... Ooh. It's all very close. I don't know which way it's going to go. You know what? I'm going to say it's going to go to Vidkun Quisling of the National Rally. We'll give a round of applause for Mr. Quisling. Yeah. What is this down here? What is Turkey on this little bit of? This modern Azerbaijan. That is strange. That is very strange. Germany directly owns Baku. I'm noticing little things about the map that I don't know if they've changed or if it's just I haven't played Thousand Week Crack in a while, so I forgot everything that changed. The little bit of Adolfsburg, which we all know in our town as Adolfsburg, of course. It's a little different, which is interesting. Opening the Berlin Metro, that's interesting. Oh. Oh, well. Womp womp. So much for that, Quisling. The Quisling regime has finally gone one bridge too far. News of the bloodbath in Oslo spread across the country like wildfire. Resistance cells coordinated by Milorg, seeing their opportunity, have come down from the mountains and have overpowered and disarmed much of a herd in Statspolitiet. The regular army has mostly stood aside, but many units have defected en masse, helping to occupy administrative centers in Norwegian cities. The German garrisons were caught by total surprise and overwhelmed. Many surrendered, handing massive amounts of equipment to the resistance. Some German units in central Norway managed to make their way to Nordstern. In Oslo, the people have successfully overthrown the government. Vidkun Quisling himself was captured in a local airport right before his attempt at fleeing from Norway. The Revolutionary Council have assumed control of the nation, and the tyrants have finally been toppled. Alt for Norge. There we go, the Oslo Revolution. We have a nice new color. I really like that color. That's a beautiful map color right there. We have the old flag back, a classic. We're now led by 5 guys. It beats only being led by 1 guy, I gotta say. These guys are all gonna sleep soon enough, I'm imagining. Actually, I know they do. I did a little test game of that's what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and leave things there on that note, but thanks always for watching, my friends. Thank you always for watching. Like this video if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Leave your comments, feedback down in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get, and I do appreciate any feedback you might have for me. Check out my various links down in the description box below, leaving comments, feedback down in the comment section below. And yeah, that's gonna be it for now, my friends. My name has been Mr. DB333. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.